Just so you guys know, there's a brand new episode on my podcast, Let's Get Real, the podcast. It's for anyone. Don't forget to check it out. Available on all streaming platforms. New episodes every single Monday. And of course, my book, Mindfulness Through the Stars, is available in Target, Amazon, pretty much anywhere you can find books nationwide. Go check it out. It's a mindfulness guide to becoming a better you through your zodiac sign. Lastly, if you've ever wanted guidance, clarity, or spiritual advice of any kind, Keen is the place for you. With access to thousands of trusted psychics, clairvoyants, tarot readers, and more, Keen is here to help. Use my link in the description to claim 10 minutes of talk time for only $1.99. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Ashley and I make astrology videos here on YouTube. I know we still have the Drive With Me series coming out every single Friday, but I figured I'd bring some other content every now and then when I can. So today we're going to be doing part 2 of the zodiac signs as Mercury signs video. So pretty much what your Mercury sign says about you. If you're not too familiar with Mercury signs, pretty much it rules communication. If you want a better explanation, go to part 1 of this video. I will link it down below. I go a little bit more in depth on what Mercury signs really mean, and that's going to be somewhere in the beginning of the video. Also in that video, we cover 6 of the first zodiac signs. Well, not actually first, but like just this is what I covered first. So we do Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. And today we're going to be doing Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, and Cap. All right, so we're gonna start with Leo this time. As you guys know, those are my favorites. I love me some Leos. But before we get into that, we have a quick little word from our sponsor. Today, this video is sponsored by Self-Pause. Self-Pause is a really cool app that I'm actually super happy to share with you guys. As you guys know, I'm super spiritual and I have a lot of self-love routines. And part of my self-love routine includes reciting affirmations or listening to affirmations. And Self-Pause helps with that. Self-Pause is a positive affirmation and visualization app that gives you access to thousands and thousands of different inspiring and professionally recorded affirmations. I know a lot of us get stuck because we're just like, I want to do affirmations, but I feel awkward just like talking to myself in the mirror. Self-Pause kind of guides you through that, which is really cool. It's really meant for manifesting and visualizing, which is super important in my routines. That's how I get the things that I get, because I do a lot of manifesting and that includes affirmations. So Self-Pause helps with that without having intrusive, annoying ads. I personally love how many options they have. They have a variety of different categories. So for me, I would say that I typically gravitate towards the financial section because we all love money. I like listening to some of these ones, and I also really, really love the self-love affirmations. I listen to these as I'm getting ready, or sometimes if I can't fall asleep, I'll just listen to some affirmations just so I could feed into my subconscious. It's really, really cool. So you pretty much just check those out and you can play them on replay or however you choose to do it. They're always creating and launching new premium sessions, which I also love. And you can also, like I said, just select affirmations in different categories such as academic, weight loss, professional, stress, children. Like there's everything here. Financial abundance, happiness, self-love. Like there's something for everything, which I love. I love when I can share brands with you guys that will actually appeal to my audience. I feel like this is something that I like. I like it a lot, and I'm very grateful that I actually get to try this app out and share it with you guys. Self-Pause, they really aim to just help people change their lives, but first they do that by changing the mindset, which is really important, and affirmations really help with that. So if you want to check out Self-Pause, make sure to click the link in my description. I will have that at the top of the description box. Click that, let me know what you think of it, and thank you to Self-Pause for sponsoring this video. Okay, let's get into it. All right, Mercury signs. Like I said, we're starting with my favorite sign ever, which is Leo. So today we're gonna go from Leo and on, like I said, the next 6 zodiac signs. If you missed part 1, I will link it in the comments. It will be the pinned comment. All right, so Leo as a Mercury sign. This one's interesting because my mom's actually a Leo, so I feel like I'm very familiar with how Leos choose to communicate. Even before I did research on these things and I read books on them, like I feel like I could have already told you just from like placements of people that I know. I know a lot of people that actually have Mercury in Leo. I think somebody I used to date had their Mercury in Leo. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Okay, so when your Mercury is in Leo, your communication is not always the best, I won't lie. If your Mercury is in Leo, you tend to revolve a lot of things around yourself, which is a common Leo trait. But when your Mercury is in Leo, it's really how you think and how you communicate and how you process your thoughts. So it's like you tend to make things about you a lot because that sign, as we know, is slightly arrogant. I'm sorry to say it. I don't want to shit talk zodiac signs as much anymore because I'm just kind of over that. I mean, yeah, it's fun every now and then and I'm not going to stop forever, but I try to be a little nicer. I'm just being honest. I will say that Leos are self-centered, and When your Leo is in Mercury, it's even harder because that's how you're communicating. So maybe internally you don't feel like everything is about you, but you come across that way at times because you just don't really know how to properly communicate how you're feeling, because you just somehow make it about you. You like to show off a lot, which is fine. It's not always a bad thing. You tend to go towards jobs that are going to put you front and center. So for example, maybe a journalism job where you're like the head writer of an article, or maybe you're front and center in front of a camera, or maybe you decide to do YouTube, because I mean YouTube, yeah, I love this job, but it is slightly narcissistic without the toxicity of narcissism. But yeah, so people who have a Mercury in Leo are typically really charismatic people, really fun people, really big personalities. You're someone that can have a conversation with anyone. You don't like to argue with people, but when you do argue with people, like I said, it kind of becomes about you. You talk about yourself a lot, likely so, more than the average Leo. I would say if your Mercury's in Leo, you probably talk about yourself more than a sun in Leo. But you're a nice person, most likely. You just, you know, people that are more introverted, they might have a hard time being around you, but extroverts probably love you. If your Mercury's in Virgo, you're probably slightly defensive. You're probably someone who doesn't like to argue, but when you do, you get really stubborn. You have really strong beliefs. You're really, really analytical. Oh my god, you're probably more analytical than the average Virgo sun. Mercury and Virgo, I find the way they process information and things in general, the way they analyze it, is just like to a whole other level, and it can be very overwhelming for the Virgo Mercury because they have like too much going on up here. It's like they're processing way too much. You have a lot going on mentally, and sometimes, like I said, that overwhelms you, but you also do well at like retaining info and remembering conversations and remembering, like, for example, let's say you're in school and you're studying your master's or your PhD or whatever, you likely process information in a really, really logical way and retain it, and you're probably good at studying and like keeping shit in your brain and not forgetting it. So I'm kind of jealous of you for that. It's so weird to live downtown now because now there's like sirens in my videos half the time. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know if you can hear it. I hope not. It's not too loud, but get used to it. I know I have. I'm surprised I even noticed that. Usually I've drowned it out. If your Mercury is in Libra, you're probably extremely opinionated. You probably have something to say about everything. It's like you hear something and you feel like you need to come to like an analysis of it and share that with other people. You love to communicate what's on your mind in general, whether it's just an opinion or just a thought, whatever. You love to speak what's on your mind, which I find really cool about Mercury Libras. You get along well with everyone. There's not a person that you meet that you can't somehow find a connection to and bond with them, which is really cool. You might not necessarily be friends with everybody, but you're able to connect with people very, very easily. You're natural storytellers, so if something funny happened to you and you're sharing that with someone, you have this like personality that you give in that story, and you're just like a really good storyteller. You're very, very thoughtful. You consider other people. You're very analytical, and you're super fucking talkative. If your Mercury's in Scorpio, you're probably someone that doesn't really like to share what's on their mind too often. You can be pretty private, although you have many, many thoughts. You're good at communicating when you want to, and you're good at expressing yourself when you want to. The thing is, you don't usually want to do that. You're super sneaky. And you're one of those people that like you can figure anything out. So for example, if let's say your friend's man is cheating on them and they need to get proof, they will call you up because you are one of those people that are super sneaky, stealthy? Oh my god, I forget the word, but you know what I mean. And you can kind of solve things and figure shit out and help people with that, or help yourself with that. You're kind of a creep, to be honest. I think it's because you spend so much time with yourself that you're able to just like dig into other people's world. It's like fun for you. When arguing, you can be expressive again when you want to be, but you like to keep your emotions to yourself. You're also pretty fucking stubborn. If your Mercury is in Sagittarius, you're likely someone who has quite a few friends. You get along with everyone. You're constantly trying to meet new people and create new versions of yourself. I like Sagittarius because you kind of never know what you're going to get with them. One day you get this person, one day you get the next person, and I find that when the placement is in Mercury, they just have this magnetic energy about them. Everything they say just sounds interesting. I don't know what it is about these fucking Sagittarius Mercuries. You love to learn new things. You're someone that maybe you've been in school for many years because you just like can't let it go because you love to learn, or you like to be around people who are learning, giving you new information. You don't like to be in like conventional jobs, so it's very likely that you've taken up some other type of job or like creative endeavor or entrepreneurship in general. It's likely that you're not in like a corporate 9 to 5 because you get bored. You get really bored really easily. You guys are super friendly, super bubbly, but when you mess with the Sag, that's when like you kind of like disassociate and disengage, and you're kind of cold at times. You can be very cold. Lastly, Mercury and Capricorn. You guys are kind of boring. You guys are really good at having deep conversations. Okay, no, you're not boring. You come across as boring. You're actually very interesting, but you're only interesting with the people that you choose to share that part of yourself with. So if you're feeling me, if you think I'm cool and you want to talk to me and you're a Capricorn Mercury, right, you're gonna be open and I'm gonna find you to be so fascinating. But if you're not really fucking with my energy, I'm gonna think you're boring because you're not gonna show that side of yourself. You guys are very selective on who gets access to you. You guys are very strategic. You guys are very planned, and everything you do is very thought out. You're super calculated and you're very, very ambitious. You like to go after, you're a go-getter. You like to go after everything that you want, and you usually get it. I find Mercury and Capricorn people to be some of the funniest people I know. I think you guys are so funny. I think there's just like this humor that you have that's so specific, and people either think you're really weird or absolutely hilarious. There's like no in between. You either get it or you don't, and I get it. I appreciate you guys. You know, Capricorn is actually not in my bottom 3 anymore. I actually kind of fuck with you guys. Overall, you guys are really cool, but you're not for everybody. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. That wraps up the video. Like I said, there is a part 1 that has the first 6 signs featured. Not the first 6 of the Zodiac, but just like the 6 before these ones. Again, I absolutely love Self-Pause, and I want you guys to check it out. I think it's really cool. So if you guys do want to check out Self-Pause, make sure to click the link in my description box. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section what your Mercury sign is, or let me know anything. I don't know, share your thoughts. What do you think of the video? Subscribe if you're new. I would really appreciate that. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.